Hello and welcome back to my channel, Emotional Creativity Training, Ending Relationship Pain. And I am Cindy Jarrett. And this episode is focused on the definition I use for conscious dating. And there are many definitions that could be created and put together, absolutely. But I find that this one really gets to the source of where people have their trouble in the dating process. And the thing I want to offer people is that dating is, yes, it's about getting to know perfect strangers. And they are strangers at first, even if they're a referral. But they're strangers. And where the insecurity tends to come is, will I be chosen? Will I be someone that they want? And so wherever you are in your relationship with yourself, how you love yourself, how you accept yourself, will come up to, and bubble up to the surfaces. So it's good to be grounded in who you are, and it's good to be grounded in knowing absolutely the type of person that you know you want to live with or be with, that works for you, that works for your wiring, for your ways that you want to be living. And so it's serious business. And at the same time, it's just getting to know people. It's work in a room. And so you can make it light, you can make it fun, and you certainly can make it conscious. And that's always my intention, is that people do it in a conscious way. So the definition that I use is, and I'll read it out of my book, which is knowing what you want and need for a partnership and standing for those wants and needs being met. Being committed to responsible, non-harming, honest ways of relating throughout the process of getting to know a potential partner. So let me break that down, because I usually, somewhere in that definition is where the weakness is. And sometimes for some people it's in all the areas. So first, conscious dating, how it's different than regular garden variety dating, is you are very clear. You have taken the time to ponder, to reflect, to take stock on who you are and what you want and need for a life partner. And you have also written it down. You've put it into writing. And I like to, offer to my clients that this is like a prayer. This is an intention when you put it in writing. And it is a prayer that you are sending out into the universe, saying, this is the person I want to meet and know. And many of my clients that have done this will come back and go, she's everything on the list. He's everything on the list. And I go, yeah, I know. That's why I had you do it. So it works when you hold it as the collection of your intention. And so when you have that clarity, then you need to back it up by standing for, to stand for what it is you want and need. And a lot of people have weakness there. They may have the clarity, but they're not standing for. The next cute person, the next warm body or fit body comes to you and you go, wow, this is the one. And not necessarily. So it's important to get to really, really know someone. And in the book is also questionnaires that you can ask and handouts that you can go through with a potential partner. And that makes it fun. And so if you know what you want and need, and you're standing for that person coming to you, backed up by belief. You have to believe it's possible, period. It's possible for you, and that there is a person that you've written out is really alive in somebody's body. And in our 8 billion people planet, you have multiple candidates. And we can have multiple soulmates. Think of people who have lost a soulmate. What, love's over for them? They can't have another love? I've seen that again and again. People can create love. When you get ready to receive love, love shows up. So there is the getting ready. So the second part of the definition is being responsible, honest, and non-harming. So in the non-harming, we'll say there's no games. There's no lying on your bios or your apps about, that you're 10 years younger. There's no making stuff up about who you are when you are not that. That's harming. Also, if someone has to tell you no, you don't hurt them. You don't, call them an expletive, as they walk away from you. You have to be strong enough inside yourself to know that there's going to be some no's as you go about the world and get to know people and you're out there dating. And so you have to have enough ego strength to be able to handle people saying, it just isn't a fit, or I don't feel, that, connectivity that I want to be experienced, or you're involved in some things that I just don't want to be involved in. And that happens. And it's kind of like we're, auditioning for a role, and it's the role of beloved. And we want a lot from our beloveds. We do. And I teach a lot about what are the responsibilities of love, and that'll be in subsequent episodes. But for now, so the other part is honesty, being honest with yourself. Is this person really right for me? And am I right for them? So you need to, it needs to go both ways. They may think you're right for them, but you're not, because you know what they want and need and what they're saying, and you know that that's not really what you want to do in relationship. And then the responsibility, that's where comes the responsibility that you're honest, that you don't play any games, that you are upfront right from the start of what your intentions are. Do you want a friends with benefit? Tell the truth. Some people want that. Some people only want that. If you want polyamory, tell the truth. You want an open relationship, be honest. Don't get all attached to somebody and then whip it out like, oh, by the way, I don't want monogamy and it seems like you do. These are all things that you get out up front and on the table. So you're honest. You're telling the truth about who you are and what you want. And there's no shame in you wanting to be married and have kids in this PC world. And I find it harder for women sometimes to come forward and say, yeah, can we talk sapphires and diamonds? Sure, there's right timing for things, but it's okay to say, yeah, I'm looking for a life partner. I'm looking for my soulmate. I'm looking for a companion. Just, somebody to hang out with, to do things. My life is crazy and busy. And just, somebody to go to a movie with and to a show. But to tell the truth about that. So I always encourage people when they are working with dating apps, tell the truth 100%, because when people find out that you have lied, it is a betrayal, and betrayals hurt. And although it's minor in the betrayal scales, it still hurts, and it brings distrust, and it's a little hard to recover from that. Like, what else aren't you telling me? What else are you withholding? It brings doubt. Don't do that. Just don't do that. So in that definition, you get to look and see, well, I'm not very clear about who I want and need. Well, that's the beginning of all creation. You got to know what you want and need. If you're going to create something, you got to know. You could date and figure it out on somebody else's time and dime and heart. A lot of people do it that way. Well, I'll just try this next person. I'll try that person. But I like to teach conscious dating. Get clear with yourself. Get grounded, so that when you're dating and you're out there vetting people and getting to know them, you can figure out whether they are in alignment with what it is you're seeking. So it can be fun. It can be a glorious experience. You can make new friends. You can connect with new communities. There's lots of positivities, even though you may not land the one. It's okay. So just look and see in this definition, where's my weakness? I do know what I want and need, but I'm not standing for it. I haven't stood for it. I've been too influenced by external circumstance, by other people's wants and needs. So you can also look and see, am I responsible with myself? Am I responsible with the other person? am I honest with myself? Am I honest with the other person? And one of the honesties is, am I ready? Am I ready to be a beloved and the accountabilities of being a beloved? There's great work. And it's one of the most rewarding experiences to have a conscious, sustaining relationship with someone who matches you. And it's not about being cookie cutters. There's going to be diversity. There's always diversity in relationships. And so you have to have the ego strength to be able to work with diversity, to work with the differences. Also the language of the heart, to know the language of the heart, and to understand how it is very, very different when emotions come into play. And then the other part of non-harming, don't harm anybody if they have to say no. If you're dating for several months and they realize it's not a fit, just bless them and keep your head, keep yourself balanced. You're vetting them, they're vetting you. It takes some time to get to know somebody, and you can drive the process, which is what the book is about. And all the questionnaires that are within it. And here's a copy so that you can see the cover. But I want people to not be afraid to just get to know people. You're just getting to know somebody. And when you have your grounded clarity in yourself, it becomes so much easier because the yeses and the nos become more clear. And it is kind of like we're auditioning for a role. Some people want tall, some people want short, some people want fit, some people want, a body that's just warm and fuzzy. Some people, don't care about the externals as much as, they want to make sure that the internals are, sufficient and healthy and good. Everybody will come with certain amount of unfinished business, because that gets worked out a lot when you're in the face of love. A lot of those issues don't come up until you're in the face of love. So learning conflict resolution is really, really important study to do. It is going to be in these episodes as well, but you can start now. There's a wonderful book out there called Be Your Best by Linda Adams. Be Your Best by Linda Adams. And it's one of the best books to talk about aggressive, passive-aggressive, passive, and assertive ways of communicating. And it is a big part of what I teach couples. So you will need that to be a great beloved. So I wanted to introduce the book more to people, and that it's available, and also the definition, so that you can begin to ponder that of, where have I been weak in my dating process? And you'll find an answer. It'll be in there. So I wish you all the best, and I look forward to more episodes, and I look forward to any questions you may have to put in the comment section. So thank you for listening, and have a blessed day, and stay creative.